Hello, Mystery Theater. Hello, Owe. Hello, Victor. Welcome back to Remember 11. Last time, we are slowly getting to the... I think we've just reached the dawn of the final day. Satoru had some more really, like, moments with Mayuzumi that, you know, we talked about, like, some issues with Mayuzumi's character, like, and, which is just kind of weird. I don't know, I think with Mayuzumi, I think they forgot to... I literally think they legitimately forgot to give the reader a reason to like her. Because they gave us plenty of reasons not to like her. But it's like, I don't know, it's like, I'm really right now trying to parse what Uchikoshi was thinking with her character. Because it's clear based on how the story is written, just like now, that we're supposed to like Mayuzumi. But the thing is, like, I'm no stranger to characters that have done things. Oh, hello, Luca. Welcome to the stream. I'm no stranger to characters that, you know, do horrible things. And have a look at the Frozen Girl CG, sure. Album, I guess. What's that? Where is that CG? How the fuck did I miss some? I know one of them is right there. Is it like not? Is it etc.? Oh, there's Kokoro. Is it on the Kokoro side? I don't think so. Oh, arrow keys. Seriously, an indication of that would really help, game. Oh, and this thingy is the cursor. That is one of the weirdest cursors I've ever seen. Hello, Serene. Nope, arrow keys do nothing. I can't figure out how to move pages. Jeez. So yeah, arrow keys cannot advance. No, this is really weird. No, clicking at the edge doesn't do anything. I can't find the CG. Anyway, well, until you guys can tell me how to do this. One thing I do want to say is I'm no stranger to characters that, you know, do horrible things, but we're supposed to like them anyway. Now, I really do want to take another look at that CG though, so I had this to say anyway, so it's fine. Because I really love talking about this game. Album and hit left and right? Nope, it just goes to Kokoro, Satoru, etc. Yada yada, it's so fat, so. But the thing is with those characters, like, they have kind of like a wow factor to them. Like, yeah, they did some horrible things, but I don't know, they're also useful to the story. They advance the plot. They I don't know, maybe have some really cool fights. I don't know, and like they do stuff that is charming even though they're evil, or not evil, but you know, antagonistic. But Mayuzumi has none of that, and this is coming from someone who loves, quote unquote, problematic-ish characters like that, who maybe do some horrible things in the story, but you know, we're supposed to like them anyway for other reasons. Like, hell, Beatrice is my favorite character of all time. Like, seriously. Enough said. And it just seems like with Mayuzumi, like, let's run down the list of everything she's done. She just keeps complaining and complaining and complaining. She has no skills that help the group. She's not nice to people. Like, she doesn't contribute in that way. She is actively sabotaging the group, literally, and just being a complete asshole, and is destroying everybody's food. Hello, Mystery Theater. Welcome to the stream. I have no idea how you're supposed to... But, yeah, while y'all are checking, I'll just keep talking about this. Yeah, but, Mayuzumi has none of that, and I'm struggling really to imagine why we're supposed to like her. And we're definitely supposed to like her, because of just how, after the scene with where she literally just fucked everyone over by eating the last of the food. Like, she followed up on what she said, that her life was more important than everyone else's. And then just because she started to cry, everybody forgave her. And that, like, I don't know, like, I'm keeping trying to see. I keep trying to see, like, what is their reason? Page up, page down? Now that is true old school. Jesus Christ. Hopefully it doesn't fuck me over. Alright, let's see. Nope. Those keys do absolutely jack shit. Maybe if I click on one and try to go forward with the arrow keys? Nope. I'm sorry. I don't know what's up with this game. I really don't. And, it just, there's nothing in the story that would make anyone be endeared to Mayuzumi. The only reason why Satoru is because he used to be in a relationship with her. And I just can't for the life of me figure out why why the audience is supposed to sympathize with her when she hasn't done anything likable, or even interesting. With Tab, really? Tab! Jesus Louise's creases. Oh my god. That's just dumb. Tab. And it's so nice of the game to say that, which it actually doesn't. Yep. Where? Ironically, is it even here? Oh, there it is. There's the picture. It's on the Kokodo page for some reason. Okay. Finally, it only took 10 minutes to get here. So you guys said there was something strange about her that I should notice. Okay, so let's take a closer look. If you guys could give me a hint, because I really tried to look all around at her, and I couldn't see anything. Like, I tried to look for a ring on her finger or something, and I couldn't find that. It does appear that a piece of her finger is cut off. Like right here. Is this what you're referring to? Because I did notice that before. So it looks like she was literally right at the edge of the thing. Yeah, her hand does look very skeletal. But maybe that's what's going on. Like her finger looks like it was cut off, maybe by the teleportation. Is that it? Because I did notice that last time. Wait, there's 4 different pictures. Did her finger move or something? I'm looking at her hand. She's alive, I think. Is that what it's saying? Hello, Emiya. It looks like her hand is moving slightly. She's alive. Oh my god. Wow. Oh. That's really interesting. Oh. Wow. Yeah, she's definitely... Okay, we've wasted enough time, but that's really interesting. And that's who, Oh. How the fuck is she alive and nobody rescued her? Oh god, she's stuck out there. Maybe she's one of the dead bodies they find in in 2011? Oh god. Anyway, let's finally get back into it. Here we go, back to this Uni, who I believe is innocent. He's eating breakfast by himself. There's a plate of scrambled eggs and toast on the table. Potatoes and scrambled eggs.
Uni, ohayo.
Good morning, Uni. My attempt to greet him meets with failure. Without so much as a glance my way, he silently continues to eat.
Hotori to Utsumi-san wa?
Where are Hotori and Utsumi-san?
知らない。
Dunno. Yeah, now he's like really... This is when he really hates Satoru at this point in the story.
知らないって。
Dunno. And here the dunno is spelled correctly. As opposed to the original translation of VLR.
お前な、二人から目を離すなってあれほど。
Didn't you promise to keep an eye on them?
約束した覚えはないよ。
I don't remember making that promise.
でも、
But
もうあんな約束なんて無効だから。
that promise is no longer in effect.
ユニ、
Uni. Hello, Hala Mirage. Welcome to the stream. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I mutter, trying to draw near to him. However...
来ないで。
Stay back!
それ以上僕に近づかないで。
Don't you dare take another step. His cold words form an invisible wall between us, stopping me in my tracks. I halt at once.
なあ、ユニ。どうして俺のことを避けるんだ？
Yeah, it's the third looper here, to use Higurashi terminology. Or swapper, I guess I should say. Because they're not looping, they're swapping. So yeah, the mysterious third swapper who only seems to swap into Satoru. And yeah, that was another thing that we confirmed last time. Either that or Satoru actually does have DID. Hey, Uni, why are you avoiding me?
僕だって本当はこんなこと言いたくない。
I don't really want to say this either.
だけど怖いんだ。
But I'm scared. Don't you remember what your body did?
怖くて仕方がないんだ。
So scared I don't know what to do. Satoru.
僕のこと 殺そうとしてるんでしょ。
Why would he try to kill you? You're the nice Uni. You're trying to kill me, aren't you?
何バカなこと言ってんだよ。
What are you saying?
I'm momentarily flustered. But realize only a second later where he's coming from. Uni
も
probably.
しかしてお
Do you think
前榎本あの男を殺したのが俺だってそう思ってるのか。
Oh god, and now he's gonna blame Kokoto again. Ugh.
do you think that I'm the one who killed Enomoto?
思ってるも何もないよ。
This goes way beyond just thinking. I literally saw you stab him to death.
この目で確かに見たんだから。
I saw you with my own eyes.
楽しそうに笑いながらあの男の人を何度も何度も突き刺してるところ。
I wonder if that's Genocide Jack. Is Genocide Jack swapping into Satoru? Are we having like a freaking swapping chain going on here?
You were laughing as you stabbed that man over and over and over.
楽しそうに笑いながら。
I was laughing.
そうだったじゃないか。
Weren't you?
もう死んでるって分かってたはずなのに。
Even you must have known he was already dead.
なのにしつこく何度も何度も。
But you were relentless. Over and over and over.
死体をいたぶって遊ぶみたいにさしてただろ。
See now, Satoru, this is an appropriate thing to be freaked out about.
You butchered his corpse, acting like it was all a game to you, didn't you?
I'm speechless. He was laughing like it was all a game. Oh, is this like an... It could be like an evil Blickwinkle. Oh, god damn it! It's not Kokoto! In other words, Fuyukawa Kokoto slaughtered Enomoto for sport? I don't understand. I can't understand Kokoto's personality. No! But now isn't the time for that. I forcefully plead with Uni in order to clear up his misunderstanding.
違うんだよユニ。
Are you really gonna blame this all on Kokoto?
No, it's not like that, Uni.
奴をやったのは俺じゃなくて。
I'm not the one who killed him.
心だって言いたいの。
So then, it was Kokoto. Is that what you're saying?
Uni's eyes are still glued to his plate. From his small back, I can sense something begin to boil up within him. I hold my breath and answer softly so as not to provoke him.
Yes.
もうやめてよ。そういうの
Cut it out already.
嫌いだよ。
I've had all I can take.
もうこれ以上耐えられない。
I can't stand this anymore.
ユニ分かってくれ。
Uni, please understand.
肉体は同じでも俺と心は別の
God
人格を持
damn
った
it. Stop throwing Kokoto under the bus.
Our body's the same, but Kokoto and I have different personalities.
いい加減にしてよ。こっちはもううんざりなんだよ。
Enough already! I'm sick of it!
Uni bolts up from his chair as he yells.
DID だかなんだか知らないけど、そんなもんは僕にとっては何の関係もないんだ。
I don't know anything about this DID or whatever, and I don't care!
サトルも心もない。あんたはあんただ。
Enough with all this Satoru this and Kokoto that. You're you!
お前はお前なんだよ。
Just you.
あの男の人を殺し、僕まで殺そうとした。
You're not really thinking straight, Uni.
You killed that man. You tried to kill me too!
But it's understandable why he's thinking that way, because he's freaked out for his life.
リビングをめちゃくちゃにして、小鳥にまで暴力を振るった。
You destroyed the living area. You even attacked Hotori!
全部お前だろ。お前がやったことだろ。
All that was you, right? You're responsible for everything, right?
記憶がないとか、人格が違うとか、そんな言い訳はどうでもいいんだ。
I don't remember. It was another personality. Enough excuses!
僕が恐れてるのはあんたの存在そのものなんだよ。
Just the fact that you're here scares me.
Uni has a point. From his standpoint, it's only natural to think that. I can't say anything to him.
子供だと思ってよく見るなよな。
Don't look down on me just because I'm a kid.
僕は絶対お前なんかに殺されたりしない。
There's no way I'll let myself be killed by the likes of you.
もう二度と僕のそばに近づかないで。
Don't you ever come near me again. You hear?
His cold words pierce me. And when that warning, Uni gets up to leave. I can't let him go on like this. Uh-oh. Wrong choice. No, don't do that. He's really freaked out. I rush over to him and take hold of his arm.
待ってくれユニ
God.
Wait, Uni.
離せ離せよ。
Let me go! Let me go! Uni struggles furiously, trying to shake off my hand. He lands a square kick to my abdomen. Since he's only a child, he doesn't do any significant damage. Seeing him struggle so hard against me makes my heart sink. Disgust, hatred, scorn, fear. Taken aback by such open rejection, I involuntarily let go of his arm. Hello T, welcome to the stream. Uni, now free of my hold, stares dazzlingly into my eyes as he slowly backs away.
分かった約束しよ
Alright, I promise.
う二度とお前のそばには近づかない
I won't come near you ever again.
I raise both my hands in a conciliatory gesture.
だけど一つだけ教えてくれないか
But will you tell me just one thing?
Uni scowls at me balefully, a sharp glint in his eyes. He's still on guard, ready to repel me at any moment.
なんだよ。
What?
夕べのことだ
About last night.
ゆうべ
Last night?
昨日の晩心と何を話した
What were you talking about with Kokoro last night?
今と同じことだよ。
The same thing I just said to you.
お前があの男の人を殺したんだって。
I
そう言
said
ってやった
you.
んだ。
Oh, sorry.
I said you're the one who killed that man.
そしたらあんたはいきなり僕のことを殴りつけて、
And when I did, you suddenly hit me.
あとは言わなくてもわかるよ。
After that, I don't need to tell you what happened, right?
Uni casts a sidelong glance to the living area. The extent of the destruction there speaks more clearly than words ever could.
さあ、答えたよ。
There, I answered you.
約束守ってもらうからね。
Make sure you keep your promise.
As I search for the right words to say to him, Uni abruptly turns and runs. He rushes into his own room. The door is slammed shut. I hear the lock click from the inside. Followed by the sound of heavy objects being dragged across the floor. Is he barricading himself in? I hope he has something to eat. I'm completely disheartened by that heavy, rough sound. I fall into a stupor. Here is yet another big problem. As though we don't have enough of those already. Uni's words don't just pour salt in the wound. They have as much seriousness as the finishing blow. I've kind of gotten sick of everything. Uni is no longer on my side. I don't have anyone I can trust. Not even Fuyukawa Kokono. God damn it! I've thought of her as my precious partner. No, stop! God damn it, Satoru! Fucking hell. But she'd merely stabbed Enomoto and upon being confronted as the culprit, flew into a violent rage. Is this place a hangout for lunatics? Hotori's suspicious behavior, Utsumi's quest for revenge, and now I've lost Uni, the only one I can rely on. This isn't the sort of situation I can possibly manage anymore. Damn.
なんでこんなことになっちまったんだろうな。
Why did it turn out like this? The complaints just flow out of me. I dejectedly sit down in the chair Uni vacated. However, the goddess of fate doesn't spare me a moment of respite. Because at that very moment... What is going on with Hotori? A shrill scream shatters the silence. Serendipitously, I reflexively get up. I move in the direction of the shriek. The basement storeroom. I sprint down the stairs so fast I nearly fall. Uh-oh. Revenger. There stands Utsumi with a kitchen knife. In front of her is Hotori. Oh, she's still at it. Oh, God. Brandishing the knife, Utsumi is poised to attack her. Her piercing howl tears through the air. The knife flashes, moving in a parabola. Hotori avoids it by a hair's breadth. The blade slices through nothing. Hotori launches herself off of the floor and dances through the air. It's a series of brilliant sidesteps. She stays out of the enemy striking range. Ooh, we got ourselves a real battle here. How crafty! You really think you can run away? Utsumi chases after her. The two of them vanish in seconds. It's literally a fight to the death. A fight risking their lives is now underway here. I can no longer see the two of them, but the sounds of their conflict continue on without pause. Shells being knocked over, boxes being thrown, the sharp echoes of glass containers shattering. With the scene so lacking realism before me, I can only stand in place dumbfounded. No. Stop it! Stay back! Somebody help me! Hotori's scream helps me regain focus. I can't just stand here and watch. I have to save her. I have to protect her. My legs move quicker than I expected. Is he gonna get stabbed? Running. I pass under fallen shelves and jump over scattered obstacles. My sole aim is finding her. Before I know it, the air around me falls silent. Hotori has stopped screaming. Uh-oh. My heart beats disconcertingly fast. The sound of my heartbeat and my breath cause discord to drum in my ears. Please, let me make it in time. Okay, they're both still alive. I practically tumble into a corner of the storeroom. Utsumi spares me a quick glance. Directly before her is Hotori, driven up against the wall. Stop it! Stop this farce! Hello XT and welcome to the stream, and yes I can't believe that's a real thing. You're in the way. Back off! Please calm down, Utsumi-san. You're not in your right... Silence! Or do you want to be next? Utsumi's face is repulsively warped. I've seen that demonic expression before. She had planned to kill Hotori on the anniversary of Junichi-kun's death. Just like back then, she's been possessed by an evil spirit. Going to Hiroshi's shit now. Not one bit of warmth remains in her eyes. Her eyes have turned to a clouded gray white, like they've rotted and are about to fall out. Her face is strained in disfigurement, as though about to crack. Her disheveled silver hair no longer looks like it belongs to a human, let alone a woman. She's become a mass of seething madness, hatred incarnate, and nothing more. Please, don't kill me. I also thought that was fake, Mystery Theater. I really also thought that was a joke, too. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me! Otori is pleading for her life. She shakes her head, pressing her back up against the wall. Tears overflow from her eyes. She bites down on her lip, her face warping in panic. This isn't the same Otori I've seen before. It's the face of a lone girl. A powerless girl who can do nothing but cry for help when confronted with death. Please. Please! Save me. Satu! Satu. Otori begs through her tears. The lingering echo of that sorrowful voice rebounds against the walls. A tense atmosphere like standing on thin ice. Seems like it'll shatter if I even move a bit. I clench my fist, waiting for a chance to grab the knife from Utsumi. However, she holds it close to her chest. It'll be difficult to take it away. What should I do? I have to persuade her somehow. Just as I think that. Die! With a cry, Utsumi accelerates forward. She swings the blade downward. Otori braces herself. Utsumi draws closer, her face like a mask of death. Otori screams. I can't do her thing. Her voice doesn't reach me. Silence. But Otori's lips are open so wide I feel they'll split apart. At that moment, Yeah, no way in hell I'm not saving right here. Let's see. Alright, that's a good way to get fucking killed, and I don't think Satu if this is gonna lead to a bad ending, is it gonna give me any new information, or is he just gonna die? Cause I will definitely get a bad ending if it'll give me more information, for sure. Get up on the Utsumi's back! Stop it! With a cry, I jump onto Utsumi's back. I squeeze her arms tightly. The force of my tackle slams both of us into the side wall. We crumple to the ground. My left arm, which had cut several days ago, intense pain runs through it, but I still won't weaken my grip. I cling to her back and someone managed to hold her down. Let go, let go, let go! She's still thrashing in my arms. The knife is still in her hands. I have to get it away from her. Even after I think that. Whoa! She twists her elbow and cuts my fingers off. What? Oh my god. Wow, that is horrible. From my middle finger to my pinky, 3 fingers on the right fly off, dancing in the air. Oh my god. I let out a scream and collapsed, writhing on the floor. Holy fuck. Huge amount of blood sprays out. God. Forms a puddle as it gushes forth. Tori lets out a piercing cry and cowers. Kneeling in a puddle of blood, I grab my right wrist with my left hand. 3 of my fingers are gone. My index fingers get down to the bone, just barely hanging on by a quivering flap of skin. Oh god, and there's no doctors anywhere. My fingers! My fingers! My fingers! Oh. This was the bad end. He's dead. Next thing I know, the kitchen knife's handle is sticking out of my chest. The blade has been pushed into the base. I can't breathe. My body's hot. This has been thrown to a blast furnace. I'm melting, melting, melting. My vision is melting off. My consciousness is peeling off. With a horrific boiling sound, my body is rotting off. A dying groan of agony. Try to pull the knife out with my dominant. Oh, don't do that. I can't grip it. My hand, its fingers gone, only slips futilely from the handle.
もう仕方ないわね。
Whoa! Jeez. Jeez, I guess I don't have a choice.
抜いてあげましょうか。
Shall I take it out? Holy fuck! What? Utsumi! Jesus Christ, Utsumi! Utsumi pulls the knife out while twisting her wrist to gouge my wound. Fresh blood spurts from my chest. Trying to stop the flow, I press my hands against it. My index finger flutters as I try to hold back the stream of blood.
言ったでしょ。
I told you, didn't I?
誰にも邪魔させないって。
That I wouldn't let anyone get in my way. Utsumi stands right in front of me. She looks down at me with that bloody knife dangling in her hand.
苦しい。
Is it painful?
苦しいわよね。
It's painful, isn't it?
純一も同じ苦しみを味わったのよ。
Junichi felt the same pain too, you know.
きっ
No.
とそれ以上だったと思うわ。
No. It must have been much, much worse.
これで分かってくれたでしょ。
You understand now, right?
犬伏恵子という女がどれほどひどいことをしたの。
What a horrible thing the woman called Inabushi Keiko did. Damn. I really thought the other one would lead to something like this, but this one did.
殺してもいいわよね。
It's okay if I kill her, right?
ダメだ。
No.
彼女だけは助けてやってくれ。
Please, spare her. Help her.
そう。残念ね。
Really? Oh, that's too bad.
最後まで共感してもらえなかったの。
Even at the very end, you give me no sympathy.
違うんだ。
No, that's not it.
あんたは勘違いしてるだけなんだ。
You're just misunderstanding. Damn, they really should have used the Higurashi like red and black clouds background thing that they always used, rather than just like a solid red.
勘違い？
Misunderstanding.
そうだ。
That's right.
あの子は犬伏恵子じゃない。
That girl isn't Inabushi Keiko.
ああ、そういうこと。
Oh, so that's what you mean.
その話ならもう聞き飽きたわ。
I am so sick of hearing that.
DID だから許してやれっていう
You want me to forgive her because she has DID, right?
心神喪失状態だったんだから罪には問われないって言いたいんでしょ
Because she was not of sound mind, you're trying to say she can't be held liable for the crime.
でもそんなこと私には関係ないの
But you know what? I don't care about that in the slightest.
私はただあいつの存在が許せないだけなの
I can't allow her to live.
だから私は
So I...
違う。
You're wrong.
仮にあの子が犬伏だとしても
Even if that girl is in Ibushi.
あんた間違ってるよ。
You're mistaken.
うるさい
Shut up!
うるさいうるさいうるさいうるさい
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
あいつは殺されて当然なんだ
It's only right if she dies too!
死ぬべきなんだ
She should just die!
死ぬべきなんだ
She should just die!
死ぬべきなんだ
She should just die!
そう言え
Say it!
死ぬべきなんだって言え
She should say she should just die!
言いなさい
Say it!
言いなさいよ
Say it now!
言えって言ってんでしょ
I told you to say it! Again and again, Mitsumi thrust the knife into my chest. I can't feel pain anymore. God, I really hope that didn't... those lines didn't echo outside of the house. I can't feel pain anymore. It doesn't seem like it's my own body that's been stabbed. Just a decrepit old doll stuffed with straw falling apart. All I can feel is the chill of the knife as it passes through me. Bad end. Okay, so... Please, Otori. Run away. Take this chance. Hurry. I slowly shut my eyes. My consciousness is immediately sucked away. Like a fog, it diffuses into the surroundings. And eventually it covers the world and vanishes. Really? The last thing to reach my ears is the sound of Otori singing the Kagome song to herself? Kagome, Kagome. Damn. Story is not finished yet, truth is not revealed. And it circulates through an incident. It is an infinity loop. I wouldn't have even realized. Why not? Alright, let's get back to reality. It's a good thing I saved. Do not get up on the Itsumi's back, but cover her body. For some reason, this doesn't lead to us getting stabbed in the gut.
待て
Wait! With a short yell, I jump towards Otori. A scorching pain on my back. It runs in a diagonal line from my shoulder down to my hip. I wonder if my body is being split in two, but I'm still alive. I'm breathing. My heart is beating. I cover Otori's small body with my own, protecting it from Mutsumi.
どいてどきなさい
Move. Get out of the way! I quickly turn, my knees still on the floor. I spread my arms, shielding Otori. She huddles behind me, her entire body racked with convulsions.
どいてって言ってんの
I'm telling you to move.
聞こえないの
Didn't you hear me? Isumi's eyes are dazed, unfocused. She's speaking to the thin air around her. A turbid thread of spittle travels out of the side of her mouth and down her cheek. The dark purple patches that cover her face begin to show bumps. They're even more obviously venomous. No longer a human face. Her
face is breaking down, metamorphosing into something so hideous I could even look her straight on.
どうして彼女をかばうの？
Why are you protecting her?
そんな女に命をかけるだけの値打ちがあるっていうの？
Do you think there's some value in risking your life for that woman?
あ、あるさ。
Yes, there is. I answered with dignity, staring straight at her. I'm not wrong. I don't know if I'm right, but at the very least I know I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is just as Tsumi says. I want to protect her, even at the cost of my own life. I want to save this one girl.
あなた、何も分かってないのね。
You don't understand a thing, do you? She's not gonna believe. I mean, it'll be easy enough to get back to this choice.
分かってないのはあんたの方だ。
You're the one who doesn't understand.
この子は純一君を殺した犯人じゃない。
This girl isn't the person who killed Junichi-kun.
犬伏恵子じゃないんだよ。
She isn't Inabushi Keiko.
そんな話、聞き飽きたわ。
I am so sick of hearing that.
DID だから許してやるって言うんでしょ。
You want me to forgive her because she has DID, right?
あの時その女は心神喪失状態にあったから。
Because she wasn't of sound mind at the time.
だから罪には問われないってそう言いたいんでしょ。
So she can't be held liable for the crime. Is that what you're trying to say?
でもね、そんなこと私には関係ないの。
But you know what? I don't care about that in the slightest.
私はただ
I can't allow her to
その
live.
存在が許せないだけなの。
だからそれが誤解なんだよ。
No, you don't actually get it. They literally are different people. I'm telling you, you don't understand.
こいつの名前は鈴影ほとり。
He needs to explain the swapping to her. Her name is Suzukage Otori.
18便の搭乗者のうちの一人なんだ。
One of the passengers who boarded Flight 18. She squints until her eyes are thin slits. She looks at me like she's staring right through me.
あなた何言ってるの？
What are you saying?
説明する。全部説明してやるよ。
Okay, you gotta show her the monitor room. I'll explain it all. My name's Clarissa, actually.
でもその前に刃物を置いてくれ。な。
But before that, could you please put the knife down? Oh, and I was just about to make finger sandwiches. Don't remind me. Utsumi lowers her head, seemingly deep in thought. She raises again right away.
できないわ。
I can't do that.
ここまで来た以上、後戻りはできない。
After coming this far, I can't go back!
内海さん。
Utsumi-san!
やめて！もう何も聞きたくない。
Stop it! I don't want to hear anymore!
あなたを殺し、その女も殺して、私も死ぬのよ。
I'll kill you, that woman, and then myself!
ごめんなさい、ユキド君。
I'm sorry, Yukido-kun.
さよなら。
Goodbye. God damn it! Utsumi once again brandishes the knife. There are so many choices here. Jeez, come on. Wow. I'm gonna say resolve myself because this seems like the obviously wrong thing to do, but we'll see. I resolve myself. I cover Otori's body with my own. I shut my eyes. I grip my teeth and tense my back, bracing myself for the moment to come. But nothing happens. Stinging pain still penetrates my back, but aside from that, I'm untouched. I timidly open my eyes. I turn around. Usumi isn't looking in our direction. Junichi. She murmurs softly. Is that something Junichi would have done? What? No way. That's gotta be Uni, and that's just reminding her of Junichi. Following her gaze, I see the figure of a boy behind the fallen shelves. Yeah, it's Uni. Yep, thought so. I was like, holy fuck.
純一
Yeah.
どうしてこんなところに
Junichi. Why? Why are you here? With a stern expression on his face, Uni climbs over the shelves toward us. He's staring straight at Usumi's arm. A knife covered in blood is still suspended from it.
そんなことしちゃダメだよ
You can't do this. Uni calmly tells her. His tone is gentle and soothing.
もしかしたらサトルがまた何かしちゃったのかもしれないけど
I don't know what Satoru did.
でもそんなことしちゃダメなんだ
But you can't do something like this.
サトルだって
Satoru.
サトルだって本当は
Satoru really
悪い人じゃ
isn't a bad person. What?
11
How did he realize that? Junichi. Itsumi says that. Junichi. Did she lose her sanity during a rampage and now sees a phantom before her? That's what I'm thinking. He just reminds her of her son. Yeah, she's seeing the image of her dead son imposed over Uni.
ねだからそんなこともうやめよ
Okay. Will you stop now?
でも11はそれでいいの
But, Junichi, are you really fine with that? Uni makes a puzzled expression at being called that. His eyes flicker in my direction. I silently nod. Oh, god damn it.
それでいい
Yeah, I am. Perhaps understanding what I'm thinking, Uni answers without saying anything about the name.
許せるの
Are you forgiving her?
あんなひどいことをされたっていうのに許してしまっていいの
Even though what she did to you was so cruel, is it alright to forgive her?
いいんだもう
It's fine now.
それよりも
More than that.
それよりも僕はカーリーがそんな風に変わっちゃったことの方が悲しい
Wait. He means changed since he started to know her, right? Because I just had an insane thought. What if Junichi swapped into Uni or some shit like... That would be insane. More than that, I'm sad how much you've changed, Kelly.
いつも優しくて穏やかで
Always kind and calm.
僕のこと慰めてくれて心配してくれて
Always soothing me, worrying about me.
僕そんなカーリーのことが好きだったんだ
I love that side of you, Kelly.
僕にはお母さんがいないから
I don't have a mother, so... Oh, okay, yes, okay, so... yeah, it's not actually swapped.
だからカーリーのことを お母さんみたいに思ってて。
That's why he thought of you as my mother, Callie. You and Yamogi could adopt Uni. His voice slowly chokes up with tears. Oh my god. Oh god. Usumi stands there like a dead tree, losing herself in the lingering sound of his voice. This could be amazing. If Callie and Yamogi adopt Uni, oh my god. That would be a wonderful ending. Utsumi stands there like a dead tree, losing herself in the lingering sound of his voice.
でも今のカーリーは全然そういうんじゃなくて。
The Callie in front of me just now isn't like that at all.
怖い女の人になっちゃってて。
You've turned into someone scary.
嫌なんだよ。
I hate it.
そんなカーリーのこと見たくなかったのに。
Callie, I don't want to see you like this. Utsumi's thin back begins to tremble. Human warmth returns to her face. A single tear falls from her red eyes.
ねえ、もう前のカーリーには戻ってくれないの？
Won't you go back to the old Callie?
僕のこと抱きしめてくれないの？
Won't you hold me again?
僕のお母さんは
My mom's.
お母さんはやっぱりいなくなっちゃったんだね。
What do you mean by disappeared? My mom's disappeared after all, hasn't she?
11
Junichi. The knife drops from Utsumi's hand. She rushes over to him and takes his small body in her arms.
11ごめんね。
Oh, God.
ごめんなさい。
I'm so sorry.
あなたがいなくなってお母さん耐えられなかったの。
After you were gone, your mother couldn't bear it.
どうしてもあなたのことが忘れられなくて。
I just couldn't forget about you.
許して、11。
Forgive me, Junichi.
お母さんのこと許して。
Forgive your mother. Utsumi's tears flow without end. I draw Hotori close and embrace her.
もう大丈夫だ。
It's okay now.
すべては終わった。
It's all over. I say in a whisper. Hotori presses against my chest, crying loudly. The sound of their sobbing resonates together, echoing in the silent air. It takes a while for Utsumi to regain her composure. Present time 1:36 p.m. walk together under the clear winter sky. After days of fine weather, the fallen snow is hardened. We push onward through the snow, with me ahead of her so it'll be easier for her to walk. She follows me in silence. Once we reach the top of the hill, we take a breather. The sky is perfectly clear, a never-ending mantle of blue. I brought her here because I want to show her the sky's radiance. Mitsumi sits down in the snow and hangs her head. I stand next to her and oddly kick at the snow. It doesn't scatter like fresh powder. It breaks into countless fragments in the air and sprinkles back down into the hill. The pain in my back is greatly diminished. How Tori treated me. The wound wasn't particularly deep, and I hadn't needed stitches. The one who inflicted that injury was Utsumi, the person right here next to me. But I don't resent her for that. I'm not expecting an apology either. There's only one thing I wish from her. That she returns to her former self. That alone. My wish is exactly the same as what Uni said in the storeroom. A gentle, kind Utsumi full of maternal affection. Before I knew it, I'd become fascinated with that Utsumi. That's why I want to return to the way she was before.
私入院してたの。
I was hospitalized. Before I even opened my mouth, she started to speak of her own accord.
なんで入院してたのかは言わなくてもわかるわよね。
As to why, I don't really need to tell you, do I? I don't answer. Still gazing up in the blue sky, I silently listen to her story.
11の死。
Junichi's death.
それだけでも耐えられないことだったのに。
And as if that wasn't enough,
去年の1月。彼までもがこの世を去ってしまって。
last year in January, you left this world too.
よもぎさんのことか。
Yomogi-san, you mean?
ええ、そう。
Yes, that's right.
その時にはすでに私の中には赤ちゃんがいたの。
I was already pregnant by then.
11のことはどんなことがあっても決して忘れられないけれど、
We'd never forget about Junichi, no matter what,
でも
but
新しく宿ったその命は私と彼にとって希望だった。
that new life inside me, for both me and for him, meant hope.
11が私たちのことを気遣って赤ん坊を授けてくれたんじゃないかって、そんな気もしたわ。
Junichi had worried about us and granted us a new baby. That's what we felt.
お腹の中にいる時から私は子供たちを愛して、
From the time they were in my stomach, I loved our children.
深く深く
deeply, deeply.
全てを捧げてもいいとさえ思った
I believed I could sacrifice anything for them.
それほどまでに2つの命は尊い存在だったの
Those two little lives were priceless.
2人の赤ちゃんは私たちにとってかけがえのない希望だった
The two babies to us were an invaluable hope.
二人
She's talking about her second child. The one that was just born him. Two. I'm interrupting her, but I have to ask. I'll voluntarily look down.
そうよ
That's right, two.
2人まだ教えてなかったかしら
Yeah, I don't think you ever talked to Satoru about that. Oh, maybe I haven't told you.
つまり双子ってことだよな
You mean twins?
ね
What?
え二卵性のね
What? Oh my god. Are those the two? So she has another child. Besides that baby. Yes, fraternal twins.
男の子と女の子なの
A boy and a girl.
じゃああの写真に写ってたのは
Yeah, there's only the girl photo. But in the photos,
そのうちのどちらかよ
it was just one or the other.
2枚目にも3枚目にも4枚目にも同じような赤ちゃんが写ってたでしょ
On the second, third, and fourth pages, it was always a similar looking baby, wasn't it? I see. I've been under the impression that those 4 photos all depicted the same baby, but that isn't the case. Separate photos of either the boy or the
そ
girl.
うか去年の8月に生まれたのは二卵性の双子だったのか
I get it. So it was those fraternal twins who were born last August. So we do have twins in this game, just not who we think. And they're just babies.
何か気になることでも
Is something bothering you?
いや
No.
ごめん続けてくれ
Sorry, please go on. I invite her to continue. But her lips don't move. Looking into her eyes, she seems engrossed in thought. It's because I unnecessarily interrupted her. She shut herself away in her own world. I can't say anything. I can't find the words. I can only wait for her to start again. And before
で
long.
もね
But you know,
死んでしまったのよ
he died. No, he didn't. Her next words are delivered in a voice heavy with grief.
結局2人の赤ん坊を見ることも
Oh my god.
純一のところに行ってしまった
In the end, before he got to see the 2 babies, he followed after Junichi.
置き去りにされたと思ったわ
I felt like I'd been left behind.
悲しさとか寂しさとか痛みとか
Sorrow, loneliness, pain.
そんな言葉ではとても言い表せないほどの絶望感を覚えた
I tasted a despair those words can't even describe.
そして私は呪ったの
So I cursed God.
神と神の定めた運命を
God and the fate he'd laid out for us. It was inevitable. It'd make her heart sick. Junichi-kun was murdered. And over the next 2 years, little by little, that horrible memory began to fade. And around the same time, 2 little lives were growing in her belly. It was just as she had finally found a ray of hope. Yamoki died caught in an avalanche. After that, Utsumi became a seething mass of hatred. And the origin of all her unhappiness lies in Inabushi Keiko's violent crimes. Utsumi swore revenge on Inabushi and at the same time was sucked down to a whirlpool of malice. She lost the ability to make the right choices.
狭い個室にね、一
Oh
人
my
きりで閉
god.
じ込められていたの。
It was a tiny little private room, you know. I was locked up alone. Hello, Princess of Balance. Welcome to the stream.
とても深くて寂しい場所だった。
It was a deep and lonely place.
地下にあったのよ。
It was underground.
北海道檜羽郡萌木村ホタルビ。
In Moegi Village. In the Hiwa district of Hokkaido. Hotarubi.
ホタルビという場所の地下に。
Underground in a place called Hotarubi. She has a band. No, seriously, what are the odds of that showing up in both games? Well, in Rose Gun Days and this.
退院できたのは去年の7月16日。
Oh my god. I was discharged from the hospital on July 16th last year.
2人の赤ちゃんを産んだのはそれから1月後のことだった。
I gave birth to the twins a month later.
明日その2人の赤ちゃんが来ることになってるの。
What? Oh my god. Utsumi! And you were planning to throw your life away. Right before your own children got here. My babies are going to be brought here tomorrow.
この島に
To this island. I guess the thought of her babies has overwhelmed her emotionally. Yep, been there. She suddenly begins to cry. Her tears carve tiny circles in the white snow. Great big drops run endlessly down her cheeks.
あの子たち
The children.
早くあの子たちに
Oh god.
会いたい
I want to see them.
会いたい会いたい。
I want to see them. I want to see them. In the rays of sunshine that shine down upon us, a figure glimmers with a divine light. A white veil surrounding her, a pure, spotless white. The color of nothing, the color of beginnings. Perhaps she's just now been born anew into this world. That's certainly what the scene before me looks like. Utsumi is a mother. Just a mother wishing for the happiness of her 3 children. I kneel beside her and take her hand. She rests her head on my shoulder.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry. She mutters.
あと私嘘をついてたの。
I lied to you.
私は
Oh,
精神科の医師なんかじゃなかったの。
interesting. I'm not a psychiatrist. But a lie like that doesn't matter to me anymore.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry. Oh my god. Hot tears she sheds make my heart ache dully. Not even a month has passed since the winter solstice. The sunset comes early to Aosagi Island. Yes, it is Mystery Theater. That was what I was referring to. The perfectly clear winter sky has dyed in a vivid gradation of red from west to east. It's a sunset sky that seems about to melt and drift down. For 4 days straight, Aosagi Island has been blessed with fine weather. And at Mount Akakura, the snowstorm still rages. According to the magazine article, the weather won't improve until dawn on the 17th. Just perfect. God. Then at 6:53 a.m. on the same day, an avalanche will occur at location X. Present time, 4:15 p.m. That time draws nearer every moment. But there's nothing I can do right now. The uni of the shelter cabin clearly stated that the next transfer will occur tomorrow at 4:48 a.m. If I choose to believe him, that means I have over just 12 hours. In order to rescue the 4 shelter cabin refugees, a space-time transfer is essential. The only thing I can do now is wait. I go back inside. Even now, I can't get accustomed to seeing the destroyed state of the living area. But I don't feel the slightest desire to tidy it up any either. That was an incredible moment with Utsumi. I have more to say about it. I just need to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Seriously, that was incredible, though. All right, and we're back. Like, my God. That scene with Utsumi was just, oh my God. See, now there's an example of a character that has done really horrible things, but she has a reason behind them that is filled with, love for her son. And two, she's done a lot of really good things to help us as well, like, and not insincerely either. Like, there's balance, there's like between the actions and everything. Like, I just don't understand what Uchikoshi is trying to go for with Mayuzumi. And it's driving me nuts. Like, seriously, like, why are we supposed to like Mayuzumi? I don't get it. I literally don't. I just don't know why I keep coming back to that. It's just like, but that was an awesome scene. And I'm so worried that, like, the two babies are going to be brought to this huge mess here. Oh my God. So we really need to rescue Yomogi so they can all get back together. Here we go, and let's get back. I don't feel the slightest desire to tidy it up either. I sit down on the ripped-up couch and start thinking about matters at Sphia. After a confession on the Western Hill, Utsumi quietly returned to her room. She took a sedative and is now sound asleep. Oh, God damn it. It keeps on. Uni is there too, watching over her. Otori has locked herself in a room and isn't coming out. He's holding on to the knife that Itsumi had with her. I guess for self-defense, and won't put it down for a moment. I doubt Itsumi has any desire to kill her anymore. And although I insisted upon that fact to Otori, I was unable to soothe her. She's already been close to death once, so a reaction like this was unavoidable. It's all well and good that Itsumi's given up and trying to kill her. Things between the four of us here are still very awkward. Four of us, Sphia, me included, haven't pushed beyond our breaking points. We've misunderstood one another and begun to see suspicious goings-on around every corner. I mean, to be fair, whenever you weren't there, Satoru, there was a crazy-ass murderer trying to kill Kokoro, and we still don't know who that is. Yes, misunderstood. This is all one big misunderstanding. I'm not the one who killed Enomoto, and Otori wasn't the one who took Junichi's life. Consequently, Uni has no reason to fear me, and Itsumi's hatred of Otori has never been anything more than a horrible mistake from the start. So if I tell them what I know, the truth about the space-time transfer, will I be able to open the palace to reconciliation? Still, no matter how I insist, I don't think they'll believe me at all. You need to show them the server room. And on the off chance that they might actually did believe me, the three of them might stop being so paranoid, but I just can't get past my lingering distrust. Because someone is definitely after my life, and the culprit is unrelated to the space-time transfer. The two women still haven't escaped my suspicion. Of course, I trusted Tsumi now. I have no idea what she thought of me before this morning. Suzukage Otori. Otori's consciousness is an Inabushi Keiko. She merely happened to be on the ill-fated Flight Halley team. And by what you could only call the whims of fate, she was unfortunately caught up in the exchange phenomenon. In that regard, she's just another unlucky victim in this chain of strife. Naturally, I doubt she'd ever bloodied her hands in her life. But Tooty's consciousness, as far as I can say, is innocent. However, while that may be true, I can't state definitively that she's not the one behind the attempted murders. True. Her aberrant speech and conduct up to this point have given rise to plenty of suspicion. I don't know what her motives are. I can't shake these persistent doubts that she might be capable of it after all. Ritsumi Kali. Ritsumi tried to kill Otori, not me. But what if at the same time she was putting a plan into motion, she felt I was in the way? When the thought of getting rid of all possible obstacles have crossed her mind? I don't want to suspect her, but I can't deny the possibility that she's the culprit. Kasuda Uni. Regarding Uni, I can feel I can rule him out. I don't need to explain why. I believe in him, that's good enough. Even if I went out of my way to find a reason to suspect him, he has no motive and he's even got an alibi for the incident at the clock tower. I'm sure it's impossible for the culprit to be Uni. Lastly, Enomoto Naoya. Clock tower, the bathtub, the cut on my left arm. It's possible for Enomoto to be responsible for all three of those. But there's one thing he couldn't possibly have done. The situation with the DMT and the MAO inhibitor. My body drank that liquid yesterday morning, after Enomoto's death. Therefore, in this case, there's no way he could have had a part in it. Even if he was the one who went after me the first 3 times, the mystery of the DMT and the MAO inhibitor remains unsolved.
いや、待てよ。
No, wait! Suddenly I remember what I heard Otori say yesterday.
あの薬を飲んだのはあなた自身なんだよ。
And the person who took them is you yourself. Oh god, he's gonna think it's Kokoro. That's right, that's it. There are more than these 5 people at Sphia. Fuyukawa Kokoro. Oh god, no! She too can be considered one of the people at Sphia. There are limits to the time she can spend here. It's undeniable that her consciousness took control of my body. Who killed Enomoto Naoya? No, no, stop, stop! Fuyukawa Kokoro. I started living here at Kokoro again. Who drank the DMT and the MAO inhibitor according to Otori Kokoro? Who received the sleeping pills called Zektamin from Mutsumi? No. Kokoro. Who wounded my left arm? I don't know. Otori proposed self-mutilation as the cause, but finally, who pushed me off the clock tower? Well, clearly it was Kokoro. It's not Kokoro for sure. It was impossible for her to have jumped off herself. Because the transfers hadn't even started yet. Hello, Relust. Welcome to the stream. Besides, I saw a shadow up in the clock tower. My left arm was cut. I saw someone holding a knife in the dark.
ああ、わかんねえ。
I don't get it! Sounds like we need a new clue.
結局誰なんだよ。俺を殺そうとしてたのは。
Who the hell is it that's trying to kill me?
I writhe and tear at my hair. Something, some kind of clue. I sit still for a while, surveying the ruined living area. The sofa had been ripped to shreds, its stuffing exposed like entrails. The table had been flipped over, the chair overturned, the computer monitor knocked to the floor. The glass divider between the living area and the dining area has been shattered to tiny pieces.
Huh.
Huh?
In an instant, a spark ignites in my head. Come on,
そうだ
brain blast!
That's right.
どうしてこんな簡単なことに気づかなかったんだ
How could I overlook something so simple?
I run. I run through the living area and jump into the dining area. Without hesitation, I run downstairs and have fallen over several times. Basement storeroom. There's a south-facing door in the wall down there. A door leading to that small, dimly lit room where Animoto was. Door is still open. Small room closed by darkness. I step forward. So something is leading me there. Here we go! More answers. Back to the room of death. Dawn of the final day. Here we go. Consciousness. The row of monitors radiates a pale light. I sink into the armchair before the panel and cross my legs atop the console. There's an image paused on the computer's display. The final shot of my body's rampage through the living area on the night of the 15th. The other monitors display the current goings on in each of the other rooms. The other three are all in their own rooms. Itsumi is sitting on a chair gazing at the photos of her babies. Uni is asleep in his bed. Otodi is crouching in a corner of her room, silently hanging her head. All three of them seem perfectly fine. Turn my eyes back to the display in front of me. Back to the paused footage. I close the playback screen and open the pull-down menu. This is the files stored in the database up here. Among them are records of every single event that had occurred in Sphia from January 11th to January 16th. The clock tower data. That's right, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. Check the video data. This is what happened at Sphia while my consciousness was away from my body. If I looked through all the footage and discovered the answer right away, that's what I thought. I began to pour over the vast amount of video data. Although with that said, I'd never have caught up if I played it back in real time. Total length of the footage I had to watch is approximately 100 hours. Let's check. I want to see what it says about that. The video analyzed runs from the time of my fall to the clock tower on the 11th, 4 to final transfer on 15th at 10:53. Exact total duration will be less than 103 hours. I concluded that there wouldn't be much point in examining data other than that, so I've excluded it. Eventually, my analysis caught up to where I am right now. 10 hours have passed since I settled into the chair. I have a throbbing ache just behind my eyes. Yeah! Oh my god, this is the first time I've ever heard somebody mention having a headache behind the eyes. I get that all the time from staring at the low resolution footage for such a long time. I always called it an eye ache. I let out a big sigh and rubbed the inner corners of my eyes with my fingers. Present time, 2:37 a.m. The date has changed to January 17th. What was Fuyukawa Kokoto's consciousness doing while in my body? How did the other three act when I wasn't there? Safe to say that I've clarified these mysteries to some extent. There's still many things I don't know. Over 2 hours remain until the next transfer. I extract the most important scenes and replay the footage once again. Wednesday, January 11th. Time, 4:15 p.m. Location, my room. Mitsumi entered, pulling my snow-covered body inside. The very first thing. She removed my coat, which had snow stuck to it. With a bath towel she'd brought from somewhere, she carefully wiped down my hair and face. She then dragged my still unconscious body onto the bed. Checked my pulse, checked my pupils, placed her palm against my brow to check for fever. She covered me with a blanket, and then Sumi left the room. For a while after that, my body continued sleeping without the slightest tremor. 8:02 p.m. My room. The room's window began to shake violently as though hit by a sudden squall. Tremors settled, and at the same time the body lying on the bed got up. Its face was warped in agony. Mitsumi appeared in the room again and gently coaxed the body back into bed. The two of them had a conversation about something. Recording has no sound, so I don't know what they're talking about. Goes without saying that the only other person there besides Utsumi was me. A body that looked like me. I don't remember talking to Utsumi like this. Yeah, this is Kokoto. Which means that Kokoto's consciousness had entered my body. This was how the first transfer had occurred. Time was 8:02. Sophia had jumped to the Mount Akakuta of January 11, 2011. In exchange, a circle with a radius of 110 meters, with a shelter cabin at its core, arrived at the Aosaki Island in 2012. At that moment, my consciousness, which remained at Aosaki Island, had entered Kokoto's body. Therefore, this footage shows Sophia after it jumped to the Mount Akakuta in 2011. It's probably why the window shook just after the transfer. The atmospheric pressure inside Sophia was high, while Mount Akakuta's was much lower, so the window was hit by air pressure on both sides. Eventually, the air managed to escape from the institution. There were cracks somewhere, and the interior equalized with the exterior pressure. By the way, there is one other thing that bothers me. Assuming my current reasoning about the atmosphere pressure is correct. How could I overlook that fact? Even if my consciousness was always out on Saki Island. When I transferred into Kokoto's body or returned to my own, I should notice pain in my ears or heard the sound of the draft caused by the escaping air. I don't remember feeling something that out of place even once. Why is that? Is it because I've never paid any attention to such a trivial change in the chaos that followed transfer? Something is strange. I suddenly feel a sense of discontent. Here we go! All kinds of thoughts whirl through my head. All the while, the footage progresses without concern for that. My body, Kokoto, left the room. I met Hotori in the dining area and then discovered Uni in a supposedly empty room. My body received a mirror from Uni. I looked in the mirror and then muttered something. It opened its mouth wide while tossing its head wildly, suddenly screaming. My body began to get angry, building into a rage. Utsumi appeared in the room with a sedative, which she injected into me. Every time Kokoto leaves, somebody else jumps into Satoru. My body crumbled on the spot, in a mobile container made out of flesh. Uni and Utsumi carried it to my room. Time 9:08. In my room, my body begins to stir as it lay on the bed. Got to its feet and stood in the middle of the room looking around. To grope at its body, an expression of relief crossed its face. That's me. It was shown there as of me, in both body and consciousness. The second transfer, that time was 9:08 p.m. What happens after this has already been carved into my memory. Conversation with Uni, Hotori running down to the basement storeroom, me running after her. Everything is recorded there just as I remember. There's no need to record what I already know. fast forward through the footage and proceed to the next scene. Time 10:24. Location dining area. Oh, you're right, Serene. Because the one who ripped the newspaper. So yeah, the third person also goes to Kokodo, but doesn't seem to do as much inside Kokodo. Oh, I bet the third person would have eaten the fucking food if we had left it with Kokodo. Oh, God. 3 cups slipped out of my fingers. They shattered. Sound must have surprised it as my body twitched. Stared obliviously at the fragments strewn across the floor. Mitsumi came up behind me. I looked back. And that wasn't me. Suikawa Kokodo in my form. I have no memory of this encounter. .24, the third transfer occurred. Afterward, my body, Kokodo, exchanged a few words with Utsumi and Uni before heading into its own bathroom. There aren't any cameras in there. It's a bathroom after all. I don't know what happened inside. There aren't any especially important scenes around here, so I jump ahead. Time to inspect everything. But I can't overlook the scene that happened next. Who came into the bedroom? Time 10:45. Location Notori's room. My body received the pills from Utsumi. Jody was on the bed looking tired. Camera installed in the room captured Uni's figure as well. After exchanging a few words, my body and Uni left the room close together. 10:48, my room. Body took the pills and went into the bathroom. Finally. Transpa display completely absorbed. I can't see myself in the footage anymore. It's just the empty room. 11:19, my room. Someone's back appeared at the edge of the frame. It was Hotori. She came in the room and suddenly began to act very odd. She ran but fell down after only 2 or 3 steps. Once she'd righted herself, she took only a few more before falling over backward. After repeating this several times, she planted herself on the floor. Her eyes were trained on the refrigerator. She suddenly clapped her hands together and smiled. Then she stood up, peeled the blanket off the bed, and started swinging it around wildly. Her foot got caught on it and she fell down again. At that moment, the blanket covered her face. Struggling underneath it for a bit, she threw it off to the side. She finally turned toward the camera. She was wearing a vacant expression. Ooh. Her eyes darted across the room. And she opened her mouth as wide as it would go while curling her hands into fists. Just like that, she started rolling across the crumpled blanket. What the fuck? This is messed up. He's gonna finally realize it. The second time I've seen this footage and still leaves me speechless. What exactly was she trying to do? Shane's movements continued for another 11 minutes. 11:30, my room. Suddenly, Otori's back arched. She collapsed to the floor and her whole body went rigid. She's swapping. For several seconds, she lay there completely still, her back still curved. And just as quickly, she suddenly bolted upright. She crawled clumsily across the floor toward a corner of the room. With her arms and back to the wall, her legs drawn in, she groped around herself with a fearful look on her face. I can see her fingers trembling. With her arms and back to the wall and her legs drawn in, she groped around herself with a fearful look on her face. As you can see, her fingers deep wrinkles etched themselves into her brow. Her eyes restlessly scanned the room. 3 minutes later, Hotodi timidly stood up and rushed for the door. She fled the room. And for a while after that, all the camera recorded was an empty room. Time 11:37. My room. Eventually, my body came out through the bathroom door, walking unsteadily. My entire body was dripping wet. Staggered along the wall while leaving puddles at his feet here and there. I remember taking those unsteady steps, taking the Zegtum, and my control over my body weakened. This means that at this moment, the display is showing the real me. Timing of the transfer was most likely the same as Otori's, so 11:30. So the fourth transfer. 2 round trips had occurred. Me and the recording was exhausted. With the last of my strength, I somehow made it to the bed. I passed out, my eyes snapped shut. After that, I slept until 6:30 next morning. That ends the video data for the 11th. There are also a number of things that interest me, but for now I'll leave them be. I'll organize my thoughts on that later. Deal with the files on the 12th. January 12th, Thursday. The most important event occurred on this day was, of course, my arm being slashed. Therefore, focusing only on that area, I decided to advance the playback. 5:30, my room. Camera had captured Usumi's image. The window trembled in the strong wind. Usumi was holding onto my arm. She began conversing with my body. Unease stole across Usumi's face. And then at that moment, white noise and static fill the screen and the footage of the room begins to waver. The waver increases further until I can no longer make out everything else on the screen. What? This is some creepypasta shit. The image warps, the picture blurs. I rewind and play the scene back in slow motion. I can barely make out my body and Utsumi holding each other crouched on the floor. An earthquake. Now that I think about it, Kokoto had written a message like that to me. An earthquake occurred at Sphia. Yep, she missed this. Because of that, the breaker was tripped and a blackout occurred. It's fixed now, though. Just like in her message, the screen suddenly goes pitch black. It isn't just the lights either. Because of that, the breaker was tripped and a blackout occurred. It's fixed now, though. And just the lights either. Complete blackout. Those are the worst. The file itself is empty with nothing recorded on it. Cameras have probably stopped working because of the power failure, which sucks. The sequence of utter darkness that can hardly be called footage continues on for several minutes. Evidently, after emitting crackling particles at a number of times. The picture clears up like it's been washed clean. Post-blackout Sphia appears on screen. Time 7:10 p.m. Location, my room. Lights returned and my body squinted. A large quantity of blood was gushing from the left arm. Damn! Usumi was there as well. She took one look at my bleeding arm and fell into obvious dismay. This might go without saying, but me there at that moment wasn't me. One movement of my body was Fuyukawa Kokoto's consciousness even during the earthquake. Although with that said, it isn't as if the images from before and those appearing right now are continuous. seen a shadow figure in the darkness of the blackout. A knife wraps in his right hand. Going by this, between 5:30 and 7:10, Kokoto and I had switched places with each other twice, one round trip. That reminds me, at what time was my left arm injured anyway? That's true. By the time consciousness returned to Sophia, my arm already bore a deep wound. In other words, the one who controlled my body when I was cut wasn't me, but Kokoto. Stop blaming Kokoto! Keep this in mind, meaning that the attack took place after the power failure, but before the next transfer occurred. However, the blackout had prevented that crucial scene from being recorded. Same no matter how many times I play it back. It's not like that data will be newly created. I gave up and closed the files for the 12th. Friday the 13th, January 13th. I recall that things that were relatively calm on that day. Relatively, I mean compared to the other days. My body didn't experience any threats to its life, nor did anyone attack anyone else. Therefore, there isn't any need to double check the files for that day. Skip over the day and move on to the 14th. That was the day I met Enomoto Naya. Here we go. I think we might understand some more here. I listened to him talk about the space-time transfer, and then he nearly killed me. However, after going through a round trip of transfers, when I returned, it was Enomoto who had been killed. What happened before and after this isn't very important. Just what had transpired in the basement storeroom. Just before and after isn't very important. Just what happened inside the basement storeroom. That's the only thing I'm concerned with. Check the scene of the struggle with Enomoto and play it back. 6:11. Basement storeroom. Darkness, a black screen. And unlike with the earthquake, the time of the data itself is improperly recorded. Emergency lights illuminate the area. Dimness on screen, I see human shadows writhe. But like this, I have no clue what's what, for fuck's sake. I raise the brightness of the video data, adjust the saturation and tone, and at the same time process the image to make the contrast sharper. That does it. Contours of the objects on screen become fantastically clear. Surfaces that the light managed to hit stand out, but I have no trouble distinguishing the human figures in the image. The place shows Enomoto and me grappling each other hand to hand. Enomoto was straddling my body, pressing hard on the mouth and throat with both hands. I have no memory of this. In other words, the transfer had already occurred by this point in time. My body struggled violently, thrashing its arms and legs. I caught Enomoto in the chin with a strong right hook. Enomoto staggered. My body seized that chance to escape Enomoto's hold. After that, a long flight ensued, with Kokoto's consciousness controlling it. My body left the building once and re-entered through the window of the room. It rushed over to the door, then suddenly locked up as though surprised. Finally, it left the room, passed through the dining area, and then once again descended the stairs into the basement storeroom. And though he'd been there waiting for me, Enomoto pushed my shoulder away. My body fell. Enomoto sprang after it, his hand still grasped by the palely glinting knife. Enomoto inverted the knife and swung it straight right down at my throat. At that moment, Enomoto disappeared from the screen. moment, I don't know what's happening. I rewind and play the video back in slow motion. Did he literally disappear? And I see Otori tear across the screen with the speed of a gale, taking down Enomoto with a powerful body blow. Whatcha?
どうして小鳥が
Why did Otori do that? And the first time seeing this video, I still can't help but let out my voice. Kokoto and I had apparently been saved by Otori. I hadn't heard a peep out of either Kokoto or Otori to that effect. As I think that, the events on screen are still continuing. I return the playback screen saying normal and fix my eyes on the screen. Enomoto got to his feet and stared into the darkness. He appears to be frantically searching for something. Looking closely, I can tell that the knife had disappeared from his hand. It was a drop at the moment he fell. That knife had shifted to my hand. What? My left hand. My left hand that held the knife. Who is left-handed? Is it Uni? I am gonna go nuts if it's fucking Uni. Enomoto shook his head into disbelief while feeling around the darkness at his feet. On faltering steps, my body rushed toward him from behind. Didn't make any attempt to conceal itself, but neither did it scream out or make any other threatening movements. Enomoto shook his head in disbelief, feeling around the darkness at his feet. On faltering steps, my body rushed toward him from behind. Didn't make any attempt to conceal itself, but neither did it scream out or make any threatening movements. It was almost like a kitten. A kitten that reacts to anything that moves and innocently tries to leap at it. The sound of footsteps seemed to have finally reached Enomoto's ears as he suddenly turned around. My body threw itself at his chest, clinging to him, just like a kitten frolicking playfully. It cannot escape the cat metaphors. Their two bodies overlapped as they flew through the air, drawing a slow parabola in the fall. Right after that, the display goes white. The picture is blown out because the brightness is too high. Clear all the adjustments I made to the footage. I rewind a bit and play it back again. The ceiling in the dim storeroom. After flickering several times, the lights came back on and flooded the room. Uni was the one responsible for that. Lowering his finger from the switch, he turned around. Engulfed. His hand over his mouth, his eyes around his saucers. An expression of terror. Following the direction of Uni's stare, I see. Yep. Enomoto's dead. Yesterday, Uni said to me,
思ってるも何もないよ。
"This goes way beyond just thinking.
この目で
I saw you with my own
確
eyes."
か楽しそうに笑いながらあの男の人を
Oh my
何度も刺してる
god!
ところ
What? Void Dweller. Luca. You were right. Oh my god! Somehow, some way, Sophia Uni is the fucking mastermind. What the fuck? He lied! What the fuck is going on?
もう死んでるって分かってたはずなのに
Uni said to me, "This goes way beyond just thinking. I saw you with my own eyes." You were laughing as you stabbed that man over and over and over. Even you must have known he was already dead.
なのにしつこ 何度も何度も
You were relentless. Over and over and over.
死体をいたぶって遊ぶみたいにさしてただろ
You butchered his corpse, acting like it was all a game to you, didn't you? Verifying Uni's words, screen altered clearly shows oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay. Clearly shows an image of me toying with the corpse. I'm laughing, it's true. Never mind. Never mind. God damn it. I spoke too soon. I thought I inferred too much from the CG. I'm laughing, it's true. They couldn't just put a picture of like Satoru kneeling over him here. Straddling Enomoto, I cut him over and over again with a knife I gripped in both hands. Digging chunks of flesh from his chest, piercing right through his belly. Scribbling randomly on a piece of paper, I ran the knife all over the body. Soundlessly, the knife was drawn to the lifeless slab of meat. A foolish smile of utter ecstasy on my face. I was wholeheartedly enjoying the sensation of the knife sinking into flesh. Enomoto was still, his clouded eyes fixed on the empty air above him. Oh, never mind. False alarm. Yeah. It really seemed like the CG fucking tricked me because it's not showing that. It really felt like Uni was lying. Ah, sorry for that. I'm so sorry, you guys. With every thrust of my knife, more blood foamed out of his mouth and nostrils, running off onto the floor. I endlessly persisted in this terrible game, doing it over and over and over again. I continued moving my hands across that cold mass of meat, never resting for a moment.
いや、そうじゃない。
No, that's not it. I suddenly shake my own head as I come to my senses. The person being protected here isn't me. No, it's not Kokoto either! It's Fukawa Kokoto. However, with that shown to me so blatantly, I can't help but harbor delusions. What if the one who killed Enomoto wasn't Kokoto, but actually me? Did I completely lost myself without even realizing it, and fall into such a level of barbarism? In reality, the person there on screen can't be anyone but me. Using common sense, the most obvious explanation for this gruesome murder is that I was the culprit.
でも違うんだ。
But that's wrong. I can't help but look away from it.
これは俺じゃない。
This isn't me.
俺じゃないんだ。俺じゃないんだ。
It isn't me. It isn't me. I've muttered those words again and again, trying to convince myself. The time I lift my eyes back up, the next scene has begun to unfold. My body got up from Enomoto, stared curiously at his blood-drenched palms and the knife. Right there next to it was Otori. She was crouching in the puddle of blood, splashing around playfully in it. What? The blood flew up. You think 2 more streams? Really? Wow. It doesn't feel like we're close to the end at all. The blood flew up as splashes and fell back down as red rain. How did she get clean? The falling drops disappeared back into the puddle, creating ripples before they vanished. As she watched it, Otori's face broke into a huge gleeful smile. She was smiling again. This had already exceeded the limits of my understanding. I feel a shudder at the chilly eeriness. Otori? You're insane. If this is madness, then what is it? I can't believe that a human is capable of this. A pair of demons who failed to become human were just amusing themselves with some brief childish play. I can't see it any other way. Time 7:17. Location basement storeroom. On screen, I suddenly raised my head and looked around the room. I noticed a knife in my left hand. No! So yeah, someone's definitely swapping into Otori, or she's just being a very good actor. Expression of shock and deep disturbance came to my face. On top of that, the slight of the light of Enomoto was saw it. Every muscle in my jaw stiffened. The undead twitching convulsively. Here we go. I placed my hand against my chest and attempted to return my breathing to normal. It's clearly different from my appearance until just now. A transfer had occurred. I can't clearly remember these events. For a while, the me on screen stood staring at the corpse, immobile as a cast-off shell to my actual self. Oh, this is Satoru swapping in. Never mind. Mystery Theater. The corner of the screen contained a digital timestamp. Indicator for seconds is still moving, but beside that, everything is still. And 7:31, a black shadow crossed the screen. Determined to catch and reveal the true identity, this time I used footage from another angle. What I see projected there is Hotori, dyed in the vivid red of fresh blood. Toyed with the knife she had in both hands. She'd stolen it from me. Hotori spoke to me. Only her lips moved in the silence of the frame. Genocide Jack is still alive and well, and she has a partner in crime. Hey, Satoru. Which do you prefer? Hey, which one do you prefer? I mean, to stab or be stabbed? Which do you prefer? I can't hear her voice, but I remember those words all too well. If I remember correctly, my consciousness should jump to the shelter cabin right after this. And just as expected, there's a change in the footage. 7:34 p.m. Basement storeroom. I see my body react, giving a quick shiver. Just like he had 17 minutes before, shock and disturbance registered on his face. Now he's gonna see Kokoro swap in. Yep, Hotori had the knife when Kokoro swapped in, yep. I noticed Enomoto's dead body. He covered its mouth with its hand as though fighting back nausea. Something startled it and raised its head. Hotori was standing right before its eyes. Hotori swapped. Hotori is always gonna follow along with Kokoro. Or rather... Okay. So... Are there two people with Hotori? The one that talks is with Satoru. And the silent one is with Kokoro. Is either of those two Inabushi Keiko? Like is the Hotori one the silent one? Is she mute or something? And how does like the one who talks know about Hotori? Like, are there also three people swapping into Inabushi Keiko's body? Hotori's eyes went blank. She blinked repeatedly as though not entirely there. Eventually, as she noticed the abnormality, she looked down at herself and the knife in her hands. Hotori rapidly threw the knife away. She seemed frightened, unable to understand what happened to herself. The pallor that came all over her face spelled it out clearly. She shook her head a number of times like she wanted to deny it. As if begging for help, she reached her hand out to my body and began to draw nearer to it. So could the person that had been trying to stab Kokoro in Satoru's body, would it even have been Hotori? Because I think the silent Hotori was nice, wasn't she? As if begging for help, she reached her hand out to my body and began to draw nearer to it. The one there on the screen right now isn't the Hotori I know. The Hotori who spoke those suspicious words while idly toying with the knife, and the Hotori desperately seeking help with her face warped in fear. Two of them are clearly different people. The shadow of Inabushi Keiko immediately rises in my mind. One is Inabushi while the other is Hotori. Is that how it is? On top of that, the timing of her personality change lines up with that of space-time transfer.
まさか
It can't be.
A suffocating uneasiness overcomes me. I'm reaching a conclusion. It's still too soon. There isn't enough evidence yet. Yes, there is. Next, Utsumi joins them on screen. Scene took on the appearance of a bloodbath. Otori began running amok. My body cried out, well, it is best to hold her back. Utsumi brandished the knife. In the face of a demon, she attacked. Uni was crouched nearby with blood flowing from a wound to his forehead. I reached my limit. Unable to bear looking straight ahead, I closed the file as if to erase it. Behavior of lunatics pushed beyond their breaking points eats at my mind against my will. Somber air seems to surround me. Unable to tolerate it, I stand up from the console and start walking around the dimly lit room. There's a coffee maker in the corner. Hoping for a change of pace, I simply make some coffee. Pour it into a cup and gulp it down. Completely tasteless to me. And it might feel that way just because the cup is the same one Enomoto had used. Ooh, he still hates Enomoto. Even so, I'm somehow able to calm myself down. I place the empty cup on top of the console and pull up the last of the recordings. January 15th. I already seen everything in here once, but it's certainly possible I overlooked something. Can't leave without making sure. After all, that was when I saw myself drink the DMT and MAO inhibitor. Sunday, January 15th. 7:43 a.m. Dining area. When I asked her about the DMT and MAO inhibitor, Otori said that maybe I drank it myself. Just as she said, the recording shows that. My body wandered to the dining area, rubbing its tired eyes. Steps were shaky like a sleepwalker's. Its body wavered to the left and right, just barely managing to reach the table. There were 2 bottles under the table. Bottles containing DMT and MAO. My body picked up the bottles, staring at them with great interest. And then I have no idea what I was thinking. It suddenly drained the contents of both bottles into a few great gulps. Without anyone forcing it or leading it on. What the fuck is going on? My body drank both bottles of medicine on its own without the slightest apparent hesitation. And now the one who killed Enomoto is trying to commit suicide. I can't think of his actions as anything but a gravely foolish snap decision. The effects of the drugs immediately began to show. Just 1 minute after that, my body fell to its knees and dropped heavily to the floor, its head slowly bowing like an ear of rice. My forehead went to the floor. My arms were thrown out haphazardly to either side. Next transfer play occurred right after this. No mistake. November the 15th begins with me in this position after all. Afterward, after being prompted to awaken by the transfer, I limply collapse face up and lie there immobile. The one who nursed me back to health was Utsumi. Utsumi carried me to my room and administered an antidote to counteract the drug. And then, until the afternoon, I remained on my own bed, sound asleep. And there ends my analysis. There are many mysteries remaining, but for now let's summarize everything I've gathered. And with that, we'll see this summary the next time. I can't wait to see it. It looks like you guys said there's only 2 streams left. That just seems very unlikely to me. Only 2. Wow. It does not feel like we're that close to the end at all. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through Remember 11. I can't wait to see what the answers are. I really want to know who the third person is cycling through their bodies, and apparently someone else is also cycling through Keiko's body as well, besides Otori. Or maybe it's just those two. And Kokodo has never seen the talking one. Okay, you guys, so on Sunday will be more tales, and we are going to continue this on Tuesday. So until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.